Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. I repeat them, I spit them. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Hope is a wakened dream. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Anybody can become angry. That is easy, but to become angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power, and it is not easy. A friend to all is a friend to no one. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produced them, for these only gave them a life. Those that are of living well. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. To perceive is to suffer. Those who know do, those that understand teach. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Pleasure in the job, perfection in the work. One swallow does not make a summer, and neither does one fine day. Similarly, a day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn about pain. Man is by nature a social animal, an individual who is unsocial naturally and not accidentally is either beneath our notice or more than human society is sometimes something that precedes the individual. Anyone who either cannot lead the common life or is so self-sufficient as not to need to, and therefore does not partake of society is either a beast or a god. God, ba da, blah blah, caw. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The more you know, the more you don't know. I have gained this by philosophy. I do without being ordered, what some are constrained to do by their fear of the law. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. All human actions have one or more of these seven causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods, blah, 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 la, la, da, with his educated insolence. All men by nature desire to know. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. Nature does nothing uselessly. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have something to say. Away, all paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Learning is an ornament, and prosperity, refuge in adversity, and a provision in old age. Happiness is a state of activity. Through discipline comes freedom. All persons ought to endeavor to follow what is right and not what is established. The secret of humor is surprise. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy. A character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. To lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. We make war that we may live in peace. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. Philosophy can make people sick. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. A friend is a second self. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. The law is reason, free from passion. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantee the others. Comedy aims at representing men as worse, tragedy as better than in actual life. The wise man does not expose himself needlessly to danger, since there are few things for which he cares sufficiently, but he is willing in great crises to give even his life, knowing that under certain conditions it is not worthwhile to live. He is of a disposition to do men a service, though he is ashamed to have a service done to him. To confer kindness is a mark of superiority. To receive one is a mark of subordination. He does not take part in public displays. He is open in his dislikes and preferences. He talks and acts frankly because of his contempt for men and things. He is never fired with admiration, since there is nothing great in his eyes. He cannot live in complacence with others except to be a friend. Complacence is the characteristic of a slave. He never feels malice and always forgets and passes over injuries. He is not fond of talking. It is no concern of his that he should be praised or that others should be blamed. He does not speak evil of others, even of his enemies, unless it is be to themselves. His carriage, love, and the marriage, love, and the marriage go together like a horse and carriage, love, and the marriage. His carriage is sedate, his voice deep, his speech measured. He is not given to a hurry. I'm forever. I am convinced I am spent forever and ever. Stop spending never. I am convinced I am Aristotle forever and ever.